Following President Joe Biden's exit from the 2020 presidential race and Vice President Kamala Harris becoming the Democratic Party's presumptive presidential nominee. One of the next big questions that's emerged is who could potentially be her running mate. Historically, vice presidents have been selected to complement the main candidate. Biden, for instance, named Harris because she would bring youth, diversity, and legal experience. And former President Donald Trump chose Vice President Mike Pence because he was a traditional conservative and offered legislative expertise that he didn't have. What might Harris look for? Based on that history, there are a few guesses. Her pick could be someone from a purple or red state who offers geographic diversity given her roots in California. And to assuage voters who still hold sexist or racist attitudes, as President Barack Obama did with Biden in 2008, it might be a white man. According to some reports, her shortlist has narrowed to 3 top contenders: Pennsylvania Gov. Josh Shapiro, Arizona Sen. Mark Kelly, and Minnesota Gov. Tim Walz. However, other names, including some of her colleagues in the Biden administration, are possibilities as well. Harris is expected to announce her choice sometime before August 7th. Below is a rundown of some of the candidates reportedly under consideration and what they'd bring to the ticket. Josh Shapiro, who is he? Shapiro, 51, is the governor of Pennsylvania, another likely battleground state with 19 electoral college votes, which Biden won in 2020 and which former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton lost in 2016. He was elected in 2022, the same year that freshman Sen. John Fetterman DPA was elected to the Senate. Shapiro ran far ahead of Fetterman, winning 57% of the vote to Fetterman's 51%. Shapiro has established himself as a moderate who helped negotiate bipartisan deals when he was in the state legislature and is also known for his work as Attorney General, when he secured settlements for victims of sexual abuse by the Catholic Diocese. He's also been a vocal supporter of Israel amid the country's devastating military offensive in Gaza, following Hamas' brutal October 7 attack. What's the case for him? Like Cooper, he's the popular Democratic governor of a swing state and could help the party improve their chances there. He's also seen as more of a centrist who could appeal to moderate voters and independents, though his staunch backing of Israel could turn away progressive Democrats. Mark Kelly, who is he? Kelly is the junior senator of Arizona, a swing state with 11 electoral college votes, who was elected in 2020 by framing himself as a candidate willing to work across the aisle. Previously, Biden won Arizona in 2020, while Clinton lost the state in 2016. Kelly is also known for his career as an astronaut alongside his twin brother Scott Kelly, and as the husband of gun control advocate and former US Rep. Gabby Giffords. What's the case for him? Kelly has a higher profile than some of the other names on this list and is respected both for his scientific expertise and contributions as an astronaut in addition to his time in the Senate. He's been a prominent gun control advocate alongside Giffords and made pushing these policies a priority. Given his efforts to appeal to both Republicans and independents in Arizona, he'd be another option who could help with trying to reach those voters. Arizona also continues to be an important battleground this time around, including in its Senate race. Tim Walz, who is he? Walz, 60, is in his second term as governor of Minnesota. A former high school teacher, he's been in politics for decades, having started as a member of Congress in 2007. He received national attention for leading his party through a 2023 legislative session that saw Democrats in the state achieve a litany of long-held ambitions, including on police reform, boosting education funding, marijuana legalization, abortion protections, child tax credits, and more. What's the case for him? Walz is the well-liked leader of a purplish state with a record of advancing Democratic priorities through his state legislature and with strong ties to organized labor. A Midwesterner, Walz could prove to be a useful surrogate for shoring up support in his own state, as well as ones like Michigan and Wisconsin. And like many of the other potential vice president picks on this list, he's already proved to be a strong Harris surrogate on television news. Andy Beshear, who is he? Beshear, 46, is the governor of Kentucky and has won twice in a red state that previously overwhelmingly voted for Trump. As governor, he's been praised for his handling of the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as multiple crises in the state, including a mass shooting at a bank and severe flooding. Prior to this role, he also served as Kentucky's Attorney General. What's the case for him? Beshear is the rare Democrat who has been able to win multiple times in a red state and could offer additional appeal to some swing voters. In addition to the support he's received for his leadership during various crises, he's also touted infrastructure and private sector investment in the state during his tenure. Unlike other possibilities, though, he probably wouldn't increase Harris's chances of winning his home state, which is solidly GOP. J.B. Pritzker, who is he? J.B. Pritzker, 59, is the governor of Illinois, a Democratic state that Biden and Clinton both won in 2020 and 2016. Before becoming governor, he was a businessman and philanthropist and is a scion of the family behind Hyatt Hotels, who've also been consistent and influential Democratic donors. As governor, Pritzker has established a modest national profile, including remarks he's given attacking Trump and calls he's made for more federal resources to address immigration in Illinois. What's the case for him? Pritzker has already built some name recognition as a fixture on cable news and has proven to be a vocal Trump antagonist. Pritzker's personal wealth could also potentially be a boon to the campaign, though his own state is not a battleground that would expand the Democratic map. Secretary Pete Buttigieg. Who is he? Buttigieg, 42, is the Secretary of Transportation who rose to prominence as a former 2020 presidential candidate. He staked out more moderate positions and was previously mayor of South Bend, Indiana. He's become known for his media savvy and strong television appearances as an advocate for the Biden-Harris administration. He's also had to respond to crises, including the train accident and chemical spill in East Palestine, Ohio, as well as the Alaska Airlines mishap when a door plug dropped out of a plane. What's the case for him? Buttigieg has been a strong spokesperson for the Biden-Harris White House and is well established among the Democratic electorate. He's among the youngest of possible choices, would contribute more representation from the Midwest, and could appeal to centrist voters. He'd also become the first openly LGBTQ person to be on a presidential ticket. Secretary Gina Raimondo. Who is she? Raimondo is the former governor of Rhode Island and currently serves as Biden's Secretary of Commerce. As governor, she gained national attention for her approach to the COVID-19 pandemic, which prioritized testing and tracing and saw businesses reopening earlier than in many other states. As Commerce Secretary, she's been a vocal advocate for American manufacturing and served as one of the faces of the administration's China policy. What's the case for her? At 53, Raimondo, like many of the names on this list, is part of the next generation of Democratic leaders. She comes from an East Coast state, offering geographical diversity, and would bring business ties and foreign policy experience honed during her years as Commerce Secretary. She'd also make history, giving the United States its first presidential ticket featuring two women, something Raimondo said the country is absolutely ready for. Gavin Newsom. Who is he? Newsom, 56, is the governor of California and a long-standing political personality. He's been a vocal advocate for more progressive policies and for Democrats to more directly confront Republicans. Prior to being governor, he was also lieutenant governor and mayor of San Francisco. What's the case for him? Newsom has already made clear that he wants to be a fighter for Democrats and has supporters who are interested in his approach. He's also used opportunities like a debate against Florida Gov. Ron DeSantis to make some splashy points for the party and to get more attention, and could do the same for a possible campaign. As governor of California, however, he wouldn't bring additional geographic diversity to the ticket, and he also wouldn't help with delivering a swing state, as his own is solidly Democratic. In addition, Newsom and Harris are both Californians, so they'd also likely have to contend with issues raised by the 12th Amendment of the Constitution, which prohibits two running mates from the same state out of the running. Gretchen Whitmer. Who is she? Whitmer, 52, is the governor of Michigan, a key swing state with 15 electoral college votes that Biden won in 2020 and that Clinton lost in 2016. She's been a popular leader in this role and was initially known for how much she emphasized infrastructure and fixing the damn roads. Since then, she's been an outspoken advocate for abortion rights and for gender equity, speaking openly about how she was sexually assaulted in college. Prior to being governor, Whitmer was a member of the state legislature and the first woman to become the Democratic leader of the state Senate. What was the case for her? She's among the members of the list who have strong and positive national recognition and who could help raise Democrats' chances in a pivotal swing state. Whitmer has also focused on issues including infrastructure and health care, which could broaden Democrats' appeal to moderate voters. And if Harris and Whitmer were on the same ticket, they would form a groundbreaking all-woman ticket, something that neither major party has run before. Why she won't be the new VP? Less than 24 hours after Biden endorsed Harris, Whitmer emphatically told reporters that she has no desire to be vice president. "I'm not planning to go anywhere," she said, adding, "I am not leaving Michigan. I'm proud to be the governor of Michigan." Roy Cooper, who is he? Cooper, 67, is the governor of North Carolina, a battleground state that Trump won narrowly in 2020 and 2016 that offers 16 electoral votes of the 270 needed to win. He's known for winning repeatedly statewide, even as other Democratic candidates have struggled to do the same for roles like the Senate. As governor, he's also vetoed Republican bills on abortion and guns and has strong approval ratings overall. Prior to becoming governor, he served as the state's attorney general and in the state legislature. What's the case for him? Cooper could help improve Democrats' chances in a battleground state, though it will still likely be an uphill battle given past contests in North Carolina. He's also been pretty popular in his role and has secured backing from some moderates and Republicans. He previously collaborated with Harris while they each served as their state's AG, meaning they have experience working alongside one another. And more recently, Harris and Cooper have campaigned together in the wake of Biden's disastrous June debate, during which the governor cautioned against the return of Donald Trump's America. Why he won't be the new VP? In a statement, Cooper said he was honored to be considered, but that his just wasn't the right time for North Carolina and for me to potentially be on a national ticket. Cooper reportedly told Harris's team shortly after his search began that he'd like to withdraw from consideration over concerns that his lieutenant governor, or Republican, would use a quirk in state law to enact far-right policies if Cooper were to travel out of state to campaign.